Alright, let's look at the new dragon, or the new dino cards. The new dino cards are interesting. I think it's possible if they get a few more cards, they should be pretty good. But right now, there are a bunch of dinosaurs, with no spells, and just like just like traps and monsters at the moment. Maybe if they get some spells, they'll be better, but it's very weird that they're just all traps. Okay, so, the first effect is Dinoruffia, the first monster is Dinoruffia Therzia. Has an effect on normal summon or special summon to set a trap directly from your deck to your spell and trap card zone. If you have 2,000 or less life points, this card gains 500 attack. The first part of the effect is really good. The second part of the effect will probably come up, but you really don't want it to. Second part of the effect is this card is destroyed by battle or card effects. Banish one trap from your graveyard. Special summon one level 4 or lower Dinoruff monster from your graveyard, except for Dinoruffia Therzia. Second part of the effect is kind of meh. Battle or card effect destruction doesn't really come up. I mean, it might come up, considering that, whatchamacallit, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer is a card that exists. It's just a little too slow. Dinoruffia Dippolios. First effect, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Dinoruffia card from your deck to your graveyard. I really hope all of these cards... I really sure hope that they have a lot of cards that activate in the graveyard. If this card is destroyed by battle or graveyard, you can banish one trap from your graveyard. Special summon one level 4 or lower Dinoruffia monster from your graveyard. So the same clause at the bottom, 2 different effects on normal or special. I feel like you're maxing out on this, and you know, you might max out on this too. I don't know. I honestly think that it's possible that the best way to play Dinoruffia is to just use it as an engine for pure Dino. To summon off of one of their cards that don't, one of your Dino cards that don't negate the effect of a monster, just to get the beneficial trap cards. Dinoruffia Kurtz Centrigena. I don't know how you would want to pronounce that. Or it's Kent. Yeah. The fusion monster. Lose attack equal to your life points. What the fuck? Why? Why is that there? Why is that first effect there? Why does this monster lose attack points equal to your life points? Why is this clause on this card? This is garbage. Peril strats? That's bad. That means this card will not have any life points until you are below 4,000 life points. During your main phase, you can pay half your life points. Banish one Dinoruffia normal trap from your graveyard. This effect becomes that trap's effect when that card is activated. It's kind of meh. It's kind of meh. They don't have the best normal traps in the world, but I suppose it's fine. You're supposed to have, like, 0.5 life points consistently. Ah, yes. A deck that dies to sparks. Consistently. That is, amazing. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effects. Again, really slow helpfulness. They look fun to play. I honestly don't feel like this, I honestly don't feel like this deck is gonna do much on its own. At the moment. No, they have their traps negate effect damage. They have their traps. Oh yeah, 1 or 2 of their traps like negate effect damage. That's true. Let's see. While you'd hope that they negate battle damage too. Long Wong likes playing against this deck a lot. Oh, very true. Long Wong loves playing against this deck. No Photon Pog. Let's see. If you have 2,000 or less, you do not pay life points to activate trap cards or Dinoruffia monster effects. So you want to play Solemn Strike and Solemn Judgment in this deck, like full, definitely. When your opponent activates a monster effect. You know what that last thing should have said? That last thing should have said, you do not, if you have less life points than your opponent, you do not need to pay to activate effects. That's what it should say. Oh, you can finally go to sleep? Well, good night then, Mech Lord Best Deck. Quick effect, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can inflict damage to them equal to that monster's original attack. That's bad. And then the same special summon clause that's on like 90% of their cards. Overall, monster lineup, the main deck is pretty good. Their extra deck is kind of whimpering. You're awesome. Their extra deck kind of goes out with a whimper, it feels like. But their main deck, I mean, one of their main deck cards is certainly decent. That just sets a trap straight from the deck to the field. Alright, let's see. Dinoruffia Domain. This is the name you give to a field spell. Keep that in mind. And it's on a normal trap. In fact, I feel like this would be better. Shut up there, Dino Fusion. That's all that matters. Okay, yeah, whatever. They're also bad. So, during the main phase, pay half your life points. Pay half your life points. I know that, like, life points don't matter, but this deck takes that to the extreme. If I'm gonna be paying life points, I'd rather be playing, like, fucking, Evil Eye or something. Fusion summon one Dinoruffia fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion materials. At the very least, it lets you use the deck as material. At the very least. Win a game with 6 life points left. Win a game. I mean, maybe. It's possible. I don't know about that, but it's possible. When your opponent activates a card or effect, if you have 2,000 or less life points, banish this card from your graveyard. You take no damage from your opponent's card effects this turn. Okay. That's bad. Moving on. It's just card effects. What if your opponent just, like, beats over one of your monsters? What if your opponent, like, summons Access Code Talker and just attacks for game? Like, genuinely, what do you do? Like, what if your opponent wipes your board and then they just attack? You're putting yourself at such a low life point total. Let's see. Pay half your life points for the rest of your cry. Yeah, that sounds like what you do, yeah. Pay half your life for the rest of this turn. You cannot special summon monsters except Dinoruffia monsters. Also special summon from your graveyard 2 Dinoruffia monsters whose total levels equal 8. They cannot declare attacks. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but these guys, you cannot activate the, yeah, since it sets traps directly from your deck to your spell and trap card zone, and doesn't say you can activate them. This doesn't matter, because they decided to fuck you guys, instead of giving you guys a good card. If this said that you could activate the trap immediately, this effect would be relevant, but it's not. Because if you could, then this effect would be an immediate extra trap card to activate. So, let's see. Dinoruffia Brute. Pay half your life points, destroy both one Dinoruffia monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. So you will be able to trigger your Dinoruffia cards off of this, but at the same time, if a card is going to be Icarus Attack, it should be Icarus Attack and not worse Icarus Attack. Like, you know what I mean? Because this only targets one card, not 2. I mean, it triggers your floats, if anything. But that's all it does. It doesn't target, lol. I mean, it doesn't target, but it does destroy. At the same time, it is still just worse Icarus attack. Let's see. Not to mention you can use it twice. Zerx. No, you can't. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. No. Did you just not read that first line of text? I think they all have the clause where you can only activate one per turn. What should I spend my 5 UR tickets on? Good question. Whatever you feel like you need. I think there's a photon card in the UR pool, if I remember correctly. They bring themselves back from the graveyard, then fusion using it. Okay, so the problem is that they don't need to do that because they can fusion from deck anyway. So why does it matter if they can special summon themselves from the graveyard and fusion if they can fusion with material from the deck? Fusion counts as that card's name. Actually, yes. Wait. You can only activate this one card with this card's name. No, it should not, I think. Hold up, let me count. Let me check. Banish one card. This effect becomes the effect of that card. Okay, so no. It should be fine. You should be able to activate it twice. At the same time, you probably wouldn't want to do that. You can use the effect fine. Yeah. 2 Dragon's Mirror for fusion. Nice. Seems really complicated and hard to play. Good thing I play Sidra and don't think. 1 physical card can be activated once per turn. Yeah, so you should be able to activate the effect. At the same time, this is not probably the effect you would want to activate twice, right? Unless that this is... Wait. Oh, okay, that's bad. Oh, that's their only good normal trap. Okay. That's the only good normal trap to copy the effect of. Okay, that's good to know. So I guess on your... Well, no, you wouldn't do anything on your first turn. Because they're all trap cards. And they have no spells. It's non-targeting destruction. That's not good. And it destroys one of your own cards, too. It's worse Icarus attack. When was the last time non-targeting destruction was good? Wasn't it, like, Raigeki? Yogoki Pole? Destroys an effect monster, then brings back another. If you have another in the graveyard, yes, it does bring it back. That is true. It does do that should you have another one, yes. But the problem is like, you don't really plus off of that, because both of their effect monsters are kind of meh. Yeah. Okay, counter trap. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, pay... Okay, so this card's not going to ever see play. Good to know. Special summon 1 token. 3,000 defense. Okay, if you do, your opponent cannot target other monsters for attacks while you control that token. Okay, so this is to protect you from dying during the battle phase. But I feel like if you get to the battle phase with most modern decks, you're gonna die anyway. Also, okay, let me get rid of this guy. Goodbye. So I don't get why this just didn't summon the token at any time. Also, this deck's gonna, like, need fucking, This deck is definitely gonna need, Lost World to function. Access code goes burr. Yeah, exactly. Shell protects from battle, damage, second effect. Isn't the second effect only effect damage? Oh, battle damage. Gotcha, gotcha. Are there any other ones to protect from battle damage? No, okay. So maybe this would be a one-of to send off with the guy who sends shit. I wouldn't, like... Yeah, I wouldn't, like, run this at more than one copy, though, because it is, like, a, you know, battle phase only card. Sonic's actually decent, though. Like, I could see Dino using this. Like, summoning a Dinoruffia monster at the end of their turn. To set this card and then activate it as an extra negate. I could see, like, pure Dino doing that. Also, why would you run Shell when you could just run Sonic? Because it has the same, like, battle damage clause. This deck doesn't look top tier, but it's still usable. I mean, all decks are technically usable. It has a game plan. It just, like, at the current moment, doesn't look really good. I do think that there's a way for Dino to work Dinoruffia Sonic as, like, an extra negate on their board. So, if any of the Dinoruffia cards get hit, it's gonna be fucking, Dino, one of those two. Either the Trap Searcher or this card. Because you can probably search this card in pure Dino. I guarantee you there's a way. And if so, it's kind of worth it. Because it is a spell and trap negate, and you usually don't have a lot of those. Also, what's your win con? Like, how do you go for game? Do you really go for game with just the card that you need to have, like, no life points to have attack points for? Let's see. What is this? Reversion. If you control a Dinoruffia fusion monster, pay half your life points, banish one counter trap from your graveyard. This effect becomes that counter trap card's effect. So you'd want to run strike and effect damage fusion. Win con easy. Wait, hold up. But the effect damage fusion only does, like, your opponent activates a monster effect. Quick effect, you can inflict damage to them equal to that monster's original attack. First of all, this is a when effect. Why is this a when effect in 2021? Can I just point this out? This deck is so not well thought out that they gave the deck a when effect. An optional when effect. Not a mandatory, an optional one. It's a quick effect. When doesn't matter? It does matter. What do you mean? That 100% matters, Jenos. It's gonna miss timing, because it's optional. If it was an if effect, the last thing that happened would not need to be a monster activating. Quick effects always have wins. Is that true? I don't believe so. Here, let me check. Let's see. Nope, wrong one. I don't see a when effect at all here. Let's see. Am I missing any quick effects? Let's see. Here's one. There's a quick effect here. During the battle phase, you can banish this. Quick effect. Sea Dragoon, Savage, Oppo, etc. Let me check real fast. You're probably right, and I'm just dumb. Let's see. I have Oppo right here. Ah, you're correct. Yes, it is a when effect. Gotcha, gotcha. This is still not a win con. This is still not a win con, by the way. One is just indicative of a condition having been met for the quick effects activation to be legal. Gotcha, gotcha. This is... I still would not call this really a win con. It is something that you can turbo into really easy. It's also kind of bad. I think the primary use of this, if at all, is gonna be, well, it's gonna be, fucking... It's gonna be this guy. And, this girl being used in Dino as, searchers. Games and stuff. Hello, I am the games and the stuff. Thank you. Nice to meet you. I think that's the, like, indication of, that's the indication of good stuff there. Is the, thank you for the follow, games and stuff. I think these two are pretty decent. Specifically because this sets directly from deck. So you can just run, like, one or two of this, and then, one or two of the trap card, and you get an extra spell negate in Dino. That's the only thing that came to mind was when I first saw that, other than this deck really likes to kill itself. Other than that little thing, that's all I've thought about it so far.